What's the deal, my people? You know what it is. Don Tony Teflon. I'm back at you. Another one. And this one is from season 3. We are going to break down all these mysteries for you tonight. We're going to go down there. Any questions you got that you don't know what's going on, Don's here for you. I'm going to take care of all that stuff from you. You know what I mean? Rocking with you. We're going to be here multiple days a week. We'll start with this one. And then next week, maybe step it up. We'll see how many people we get in here. How many people actually want to talk about from season 3? You know I do, because it's my show. It's my number one show, favorite show out there. And I'm here to talk about it. We are live on YouTube, also live on Twitter, X. I guess you have to call it X. You know, also live on X, and soon to be live on Instagram. I would have put it live on Instagram right now, but it's a chore to do. They don't make it easy for you to go live on Instagram and stuff like that. So Don is here. I'm rocking with you. Let me say what up to the people who are in the chat with us so far, rocking with us and everything else. She does the most, is in the building. Miss T is in the building. Prime is up in this piece. Fred Grace is in here. Fred Grace, is that you and your wife? Fred Grace. No, that's Fred Grace in the building right there, rocking with us. 1-2-1-2 channel member. Fred Grace, what's going on, bro? What's going on? ABC is in the building. Jay Pitts is up in here. Steph Snow is up in here. John Haymaker is up in here. It's going too fast. Laura Butler is in here. China Moon is in the building. Lady Stonehearted Kimmy G, channel member, is up in here, rocking with the Don Tony Teflon. I'm gonna stay gold. 42 is up in here, getting ready for the hot tip challenge. You can get ready for it, but you ain't gonna get ready to see me in this motherfucker, because I'm telling you, Red, I've already won this thing. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. It's a done deal. Trust me. Floody 71 is in the building. Carl Karschnock is up in here. Bleep is in here rocking with us right now. We got a bunch of people in here. Thank you for all coming out here, jumping up in here. Hey, man, I used to watch you back in the history of Westeros collabs days. Nice to see you. You're looking good, man. Well, thank you very much. You know, I'm trying. We trying to stay in some type of shape as we age. You know what I mean? Trying our best and stuff. You know, and those are good days. And again, I will be back doing all of that, House of the Dragon and everything else. The usual suspects will be back. I've already talked to Briggs 4, aka Kev, aka Kaiser Sose, and he gonna be here rocking with us. You know, we already got it all planned out. He'll be here. We're gonna do it this week, but we'll see. More, but no doubt next week we gonna be here. Bill Issues guy, Don Tony Teflon, and the one and only Kev from Bridge 4 is up in here and everything else. But today we are talking about from season 3. What's going on to my family in the building? What's going on to everybody out here? We are back talking about this again. I'll do this once a week or twice a week. It all depends how much I want to talk. So I figured that we will start off right off the bat. We will start off with, we're going to talk about Jen Hack is in the building. Good day, Jen Hack up in the building rocking with us right now. And as always, Thug Mother's in here. In here. All right, what up to my man Vince Harper? And I said Miss T, channel member, is in the building. Alrighty, we talking from right now. We're gonna get into it. In fact, you know what, Paul, I'm gonna set something up real quick for us so that we can have it later. Let me see if I could do this. I should be able to do this. One second. You know, I should already have this stuff going, but you know how it is. No, these are not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. That would be images. Where's my folders? Why everything's got to be so difficult for the dog to do that? To hit this thing right here. That should take us to here. That's simple. Let me go to folders. Why don't they just show me the folders, man? I don't care about that stuff. Thank you very much. Uh, this is that's why it's better when Phil's here. Then he can talk to you while I'm doing all this stuff. I will get all of Victor's photos lined up for us just in case anybody does want to go through all the photos. We will go through them. I don't know where. Let me 1 second. 1 second. I'm just gonna attach it to be this one. Think. How would that all bring me here? Anyway, I can find it now that it's brought me out here. You would think this. There we go. That. That insurance should be this. Boom. All right, finally. So we do have that. We have that ready to go when the time comes. We can go right to Victor's photos and everything else. All right, I got that ready to go. So let's talk about real quick these characters. And I think that we should talk about where these characters are going right when the season. I'm talking episode 1. What are we going to see in episode 1? That's what I'm asking. What's going on? Episode 1. What are we seeing in episode 1? So let's start with Boyd. And we know that the show picks up exactly where it left off last season. That has been the trend. That there's no skipping in between. There's no a month later, 2 months later, or anything like that. It usually picks off up right then, right when that goes. So let's see exactly what's going on with that and how it picks right up there. So let's start with Boyd. What happened to Boyd? Boyd left off. He had a gunshot wound. I think we have to remember that. He had a gunshot wound. You know what I mean? Which is very significant. He has to get that wound tended to. But after he done smashed the box, the music box, he smashed it up. He came back to Raw, and then the dog came. And then he started following the dog. So what's going to talk about? Now, first, I know that there's a theory out there that the fire is what causes everything. It was when Boyd lit the torch that he got transported in there, and they think that it's the fire itself that has the ability to do all this stuff. Does anyone else in this chat agree with the fire? Do y'all subscribe to that theory of the fire? That the fire is what causes everything. The fire is what put Boyd in there and everything else. When he lit the fire to the torch, that's when he got transported into the room. Do y'all believe in that? The fire theory. That's right. You can call up your boy. I'll put the phone. If people say they want to call up, then I'll put the phone line on. When I get some people in the chat saying they want to call, you let me know in the chat, then I'll put the phone line up for you. All right. The faithful planner says no, she does not believe that it's the fire. Along with a few other things being equal, people, glad to see you talking about from. Glad to see that you're here. So I'm going to tell you that whoever came up with that theory, I understand why they did. And it sounds good and everything else. You know what I mean? Call me now for your free tarot card reading. Yeah, call John. He's got you. He's got you. Ray Stoneheart and Kimmy G is with the fire. Listen, I'm going to say this straight. I understand why the people came up with the fire theory, but that's not what it is. Look at Don Tony Teflon. You got to go with the Don's theory. All right, the Don's theory. And the Don's theory is, and then you see people, I know, listen, there be lurkers in the chat. I know y'all in the other channels and stuff, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I don't care. This is when you use the Don's theory, just say where you got it from. That's all. It's not the fire. It's the actual torch itself. That's what it is. It's not the fire. It's the torch, the holder. That is what it is. Now you may say the fire is what powers it and powers you to go there, but it's not the fire. It's the torch. Look at the situation when Boyd was with Martin and he was locked up in there. The fire was burning, and he left with the fire still burning. He didn't get transported back. He was in his regular world with the fire still burning. And then he puts the fire out because he's afraid that the monsters are going to see him. Later, he goes back and then he lights the torch. And then that's when he gets transported back in there. It's not the fire, it's the torch. The torch is what's significant. And the torch isn't a torch. I know it looks like a torch. Just like the faraway tree looks like a faraway, looks like a tree. But it's not. It's technology masquerading as a torch. It's like it's technology masquerading as a tree. There's no magic tree transporting people around. It's not what it is. That's not the case. What it is a teleportation device disguised to look like a tree so it blends in, and that's what's going on there. So that's what I have to say. And again, I'm going to give y'all a chance too. If you want to, you know, if you got something to say and you're not camera shy, and you want to come on real quick and say something, you can't sit down. All right, you can come quick. We'll put the link in the chat. All right, and you can come in there and you can say what up, and you can ask your question and everything else like that. You know what I mean? Lady Kim Stone said, "Yeah, I buy that. The torch. It's the torch. When you see the top of the tower, the Tabitha was stone at the lighthouse, it's not the light. It's not the fire. It's the torch that's in that middle. You go in there and you grab that torch and you pull that torch out. That's what the power is. That's the power, not the fire. The torch itself. Guarantee you, that's what's going to happen without a shadow of a doubt. Listen to the Don. Now, I'm always writing this stuff, man. My theories is the best. It's the torch. I will break it down some more in another video, a new video that I'll drop. I'll drop some. I already have it in another one, but I'll put it in some more and everything else right now in the video, so y'all can. All right. So that being said, we're talking about boy, right? So the dealing with boy, right? Dealing with and him escaping with the dog. What is he going? Where is he going? Does anyone have any ideas of what they think the first thing we're going to see in season 3? What boy? What's going to happen? So I won't give everything away. What I think, I'll wait for some of y'all to comment, but I will say some other things while I go through it. So I think that last time that dog, every time we've seen that dog has led somebody somewhere, right? And I would say that it's going to lead. Now, again, Boyd is shot. He's injured. He's not around Chrissy. He knows his way back to town. So the dog cannot be taking him back to town, right? It can't be taking him there. The dog has to be taking him somewhere else, then back to town. It has to be taking him somewhere where he doesn't expect to go. That's why the dog is showing him that way, right? I'm trying to wonder. I haven't watched that last episode so long. But was it nighttime at that time? Was it night? Was it nighttime at that time? Were the monsters about to come out? I'm trying to see if that was the case. We got Lady Stoneheart G says taken to the caves or to the lighthouse. I don't know if you take him that far to the lighthouse. I think it's too far to get to the lighthouse. I don't think the dog's going to take him all the way there. I think it's going to be closer than that. You know what I mean? It says it was early evening. It was early evening. So we can't go all the way to the caves. You can't take him to the caves. The monsters are going to wake up. Can't take him all the way to the lighthouse. What else can that dog take him? You know, it has to be something that makes him learn something new. I remember Boyd had some interaction with these new people that are in town, but he didn't have a lot of interaction about what was in town and stuff. He didn't have a lot. But what Boyd does know is that Boyd seen, right, the 3 people that were chained to the wall, right? He's seen Randall, he's seen Julie, and he's seen that who was that crackhead girl? What's her name? Leanne. What's the crackhead girl? What's her name? I forgot her name. I forgot her name. God damn it. I can't think of her name. Anyway, but he's seen them all chained to the wall. Right? He's the only one. I don't think they seen each other. The way they were looking, it was like they were looking up and they were screaming at something. And something that was so frightening to them that they couldn't Marielle, yeah, Marielle, something like that. I like Marielle, and they were looking up at something that was so scary to them that it made them scream. Now, not a lot of things that I could see, that I could picture seeing in my life that would make me scream consistently, right? And it didn't look like they were screaming like someone was doing now, like someone was actually doing something. Like, to them, you couldn't see them doing anything, you know what I mean? But it seemed like they were screaming. So I think that this, I mean, obviously, I can't predict exactly where this dog is going to take him. And now I don't think we all can, but I think that it has to take him somewhere to see something that we don't know about yet. Has to be something like that. Why people be hitting me up when they know I'm busy? Come on, man. Give me that bullshit. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking that it wouldn't be back to Victor's little clubhouse over there. You know, I don't know if you'd be taking it back there and everything else. You know, I don't think she's got to take him. Listen, Tabitha is in the spot with doctors in the hospital. The dog's not taking him to Tabitha to get healed up. That's not happening. All right. He's got to get back to the nurse, Chrissy, as fast as possible. He's going to bleed out. There's no way he can just keep going. You know what I mean? There's no way. He has to get there eventually. But the dog has to show him something that's going to help him in the future. It has to be something very important. Don't know exactly what that's going to be. You know what I mean? But we will see. We'll come back to that. Anyone else has any ideas? We will come back to that in a little bit. All right. Right from there, let's just go strictly and straight to the next person and start talking about them. And now let that, since I brought her up, let's talk about Tabitha. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly how it's going to go down for Tabitha right now. And trust me, Don, I'm telling you this is what it's going to be. You know, I did not see the casting calls. If you can give me a link to the casting calls, I will go and look at. I'll pull them up right now. All right. So this is what's going on with her. And I broke this down in another video, but I'll say it to you again. This is what it is. Victor seen her going to the faraway tree. He looked down and he showed the spot and he said, "My mother didn't make it." But he never said anything about his sister not making it. His mother died at the faraway tree. So what happened was his mother took his sister, pushed her little ass in the tree, and got killed outside. Tabitha, he gives Tabitha his lunch pail. Inside this lunch pail are drawings from not just him, but it's Marielle's drawing that we see inside there. Also, right, it's Marielle's drawing inside there. Tabitha also has the bracelet, right, on her too. She goes inside the tree. She goes up there. She gets pushed out the window. When she gets pushed out the window, she wakes up in the hospital. They said this is where she's been the whole time. It's trying to convince her that everything was just that she's making all this stuff up in her head. All right. So what's going to happen? So we're going to see Victor, Eloise. We're going to see her inside that hospital. Whether it's a nurse or just someone in there, she will be inside that hospital. She will be full grown. All right, that's what's going to happen. It's either going to be the drawings of Victor and herself that makes Eloise is going to be brainwashed that this shit never happened. Brainwashed that she has no idea. She has no she has a brother or anything. But it's going to be those pictures that make her realize who her brother is, that she has a brother. She's going to realize everything right from there. That's what's going to happen. Also, the bracelet, because to her, she would be wearing her mother's bracelet, right? She would be out there rocking her mom's bracelet. Eloise would be like, this chick got my mom's bracelet on. How is that possible? Right? And then her and Eloise, or Eloise in the end, is going to help Tabitha escape back to Fromville. She's going to give something to her to give to Victor, and she's going to get killed in the process of helping Tabitha escape. I don't think Eloise is going to become a main character or a new character. I think she will get killed when trying to help Tabitha. The reverse thing that happened to her mother will now happen to Eloise, and Eloise will make it there. Glenn Carter asked the question, does Victor's mom get killed by Christopher or the monsters? There were no monsters when Christopher was there. When Victor first arrived there, there was no monsters. When he came out of the first time we see Victor, and he comes out of the bunker, and all the bodies are chewed up and everything, there were no monsters there at that time. The monsters didn't do that. Who did that was this dude, Christopher. That is why I'm telling you it's a very good chance, and I've said this before, that these monsters, the way they're killing, could be Victor's imagination from what he's seen Christopher do. And that's why these monsters are killing in this same manner. Because this is what he's seen Christopher do. Rip open the insides of people, and now the monsters do the exact same thing. Again, we heard already that the forest, as they claim, they use the forest. It's just like when people use the universe for energy, and they say the universe because they can't pin it down to one thing, so they just say the universe. That's what they're doing with the forest. They're saying the forest feeds off of fear and turns people's nightmares into reality. It's a good chance. And I'm telling you, it was a book when I was a child. It was called Harold and His Purple Crayon. All right? Harold and His Purple Crayon. And in this book, I don't know if y'all ever read that book, Harold and His Purple Crayon, when you were little. I don't know if you ever seen that, but I did. But Harold, little white boy, he had a purple crayon. And anything he drew with that crayon came to life. And it could be a situation where this is what's going on in this town right there. It could be because we don't, listen, there's things in Victor's drawings that I don't think happened yet. Right? There's things in these drawings that it doesn't seem like it happened, but he has drawings of them. Right? So if that's the case, like we see the one with the house on fire, you know, there's a big fire in the house and everything else. I haven't seen that. He has never brought up a house on fire. There's ones with giant spiders, right, in the rain. He wasn't out there with Boyd to see spiders. There's never been any proof that there's big spiders in that town. No one's ever said anything about a big-ass spider being in that town. But he's got pictures of these big-ass spiders. Right? When you look at that wraith-like creature in the drawings on top of the steps, we haven't seen anything like that wraith in this show. You know, so when you look at it could be this man's drawings coming to life and doing all these killings. Without a shadow of a doubt, it could be that. Don't think that that's not fair. All right. What's the same? Have on TV to pull up the casting call, just search from SO3 Block 1. Cast all that shit? Oh my God. Can I just copy and paste this shit? Yeah. Let me see. This just shows everything. Not showing the casting. That's not it right there. That's not it. Uh, damn. You give me this long ass shit from SEO3 Block 1? God damn. From SEO3 double dot Block 1? What that shit? Let me see. This may be it. What the? This is Sir Elton John. What the hell I care about Sir Elton John? How Elton John getting here? See what else? Let me go back and see what you're saying here. Block 1 casting workbook. That's what I put. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Let's see what this says. Is this it? TV series, shooting locations. All right, I have something. I have something. I have found something. God damn it! Let's see. We'll go back and see if we can find that other stuff too. All right. So it says here. This is episode. So this is episode 3. This is for episode. It's only for one episode. This right here, episode 303. Well, 2 episodes, 303 and 304. You could be union and non-union. It's TV series from Epix. It is paid. It says here the role is a small principal. It's an EMT number 2. The EMT is in the back of an ambulance trying to keep a patient alive. No lines in episode 3, but reoccurs as principal in episode 304. That's interesting right there. That is some interesting shit right there. That is it. I got to get the first block. This is the block 2. I need block 1. Now we're gonna have an EMT. Wait a second here. EMT. All right, so this is what I'm seeing here. It's got to be Tabitha escaping, passing out somehow, and them grabbing her up in the ambulance and bringing her back. I mean, what else could it be? I can't see it somewhere else. But we're going to try to find block 1. Let's see if we can find block 1, because that's block 2. Why don't they show me block goddamn 1? There's got to be some more. Block 2. So we got block 2. How do I get the block 1? about to apply for this shit right now. Right, this is what you get. This is what I need you to do, man. Who is this person that's telling me this stuff? I need the person who's doing this right now to hit me up on Teflon TV with the link to the black one. To the black one. So someone put the black one link in the chat. Then put it right in the chat. Well, let me see if let's put the straight link in the chat, and I'm gonna have to come up and find this thing from that. One second. Now we gotta go into it. I need the damn link. All right, let me come into the give me the black one link. Oh, damn history, what's going on? Oh, that's where I wanted to be. God damn it. All right. Someone put where's the link? I'm here now in the chat. Now I can click the link now if someone puts that black one link in the chat right now. Anyone putting the black the black with the black put goddamn that was a goddamn link. Now I'm here. Yo, man, are you gonna put it in there or what, man? Don't get all crazy, bro. Don't talk crazy. I'm asking you to put the link down here before. I can't. I was in it right now. There's no link here, man. I need the actual link that I can click on. Where's the link? There's no link. All right. If you copied it in the chat twice, then do it 3 times, man. God damn it. Do it one more time. I mean, you copied it twice. All right, one more time, then. God damn it. Jesus. What the hell's the problem here? Put the link in there. You brought it up. Now we won't see it. Jeez Louise. Oh my God. I put it in there twice. Third time's a goddamn charm. You never heard of that shit. And it wasn't a link. You just put what you put in there was something else in there. I'm looking at your stuff and I don't see the link at all. I'm going all the way back and I don't see it. All right. He's claiming he did. He don't want to do it because it's not in here. If it was, I would have already clicked on it. Just so I can click on the StreamYard link, you know. So you got the line beneath it. All right. Wait, 1 second. One second. I'm gonna. It's not a link. Hello, Megan. I'm gonna copy that and put that in the browser. See if it pops up. But that's not a link, bro. All right. What is this? All right. We got it. All right, we got it. Good looks, homie. We appreciate it. We're gonna switch this off and go to the other. All right, we're gonna go into right to this. Appreciate it. We appreciate you. Give that man a shout out, man. Let's give that man a shout out. All right, here we go. We're here from season 3, block 1. All right, these are for the callings. Storyline. They don't say anything. Roles: Principal, Nikki. a female from 40 to 49 years old. This colony house resident is angry that a fellow resident is monopolizing the bathroom. All right. Yeah, good looks, bruh. I appreciate it, man. 100%, bro. We appreciate you. All right. I'm going to say that the person in the bathroom is the chick with the glass in her eye. I think it's her. I think she's up in the bathroom too much. I think that's who we're going to see. And don't look at me and say, Tone, you saying it because she big. I ain't saying it because she big. I'm not saying it because of that. Her neck is thick, though. Thick neck. Thick neck. I know what those thick necks means. That means you can shit some bricks. You got get down like that with it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying? Thick necks. Y'all know what I mean about that shit, right? That's what I'm saying. She up in that bathroom, man. She the one up in that motherfucker. She up in there. But it could be also Marielle, because of the drugs. She might be up in there. This is not a major role. This is just chick you're gonna see, mad about something. But that's what that could be. All right, next role. Oh, this is a good role. It's a principal role. It's a priest looking for 40 to 60 years old. Soothing and reassuring, the priest tries to put a congregant at ease, ready to listen to her confession. All right, so this is either Tabitha or this is Tabitha. This is Tabitha inside that hospital. All right, inside the hospital. This is Tabby right there confessing to the priest. Listen, this is a whole charade they got with Tabitha. They got a priest in there. They got everything in there trying to make her look like she's like she's crazy. This is a whole setup. Guaranteed. This is what's going on here. So I think 100% this is Tabitha in this. The priest is Tabitha. It's not Tabitha. Okay, to Tabitha. Y'all know what I mean, motherfucker. Y'all know what I mean. Yeah, everyone hit that damn like button. Definitely do that. I mean, we got over 130 people here. You know what I mean? I may be missing from. I don't know how many people we got on X. I could check maybe if we have anybody on X watching us over there. I could check. Let's check and see what we're doing on X. Are we doing anything? I don't know. I don't know how to check. Uh, 32 people. We got 32 people watching live on X, and Luna has just gifted 5 memberships to the people in the chat. Thank you, Luna. Let's see exactly who will be, because the new chats we got. Who we got? These new members. Does it show right here? It shows that she gifted them. Shaquille Robinson is now a member. How do I get out of that? Oh, show the chat. I didn't mean to do that. Is now thank you so much, Luna. Who else? She does the most. Is she a member now? Zelda Mitchell is now a member. Kate Hartley is now a member. Karma is now a member. And Mark Cole is now a member. Thanks to Luna. Thank you so much, Luna, for representing for the Don Tony Teflon. And welcome to all y'all new people out here. Now you're in there. Now that you got the rock, you're safe. You have the talisman. You know what I mean? Now you're safe and everything else. That is what's up. Make it rain. Keep it going, people. Always keep it going. Let's go to the next, people. This is interesting. Next role is a worker 2. This construction worker and his colleagues make repairs on a building. They are confused and angry when they are suddenly disturbed by a stranger. All right. All this so far seems to deal with, has to be dealing with Tabitha so far. Let me go right to next one. I mean, it's not actor role, Colony House resident 1, 20 to 50 years old. These residents are desperate to survive. Another one. So it's three of them in a row. Colony House resident 1, 2, and 3. And all of these residents are desperate to survive. All three of them. All right. So this is what has to be going on. I don't know if the flood is. I think the flood will be happening this season. We'll have the flood. I don't know if they're desperate to survive because of the flood. It will either be because of the flood or because of starvation. It's one or the other. Either people are starving and that's why they're desperate, or it's going to be they're going to be desperate because the flood is going to happen this season. I think the flood will happen. You know what I mean? We'll have the snow and everything else, but the flood's going to happen this season. It has to happen this season. I can't see them not doing the flood this season. So yes, winter is coming. We're going to deal with the snow, but I think the snow is mostly going to affect the food. It's an excuse for the food not to grow, you know, and that's what's going on there. So that's what I think is happening. Let's keep going down this. All right. Actor role number Instagrammer number 1. Instagrammer number 2. These young women are sharing pics with each other, unnerved when a stranger approaches to use their phone. Again, this is Tabitha inside the hospital. There will be some 2 girls there on Instagram sharing photos, and Tabitha is going to stumble out. They're going to think she's a psychopath, and she's going to ask to use the phone. I think that's what's going to happen here. I don't think that's, I think that's pretty obvious to think that. Anyone thinks it's going to be anything else. I don't know what you're thinking. It has no choice but to be this. Unless, again, I think it's Tabitha, but again, the other woman that's going to be there is Eloise. But I think Tabitha, they're going to make her out like she's a psychopath. Like she needs to get locked up in the psychiatric ward. They're going to make it go like that. So it's going to be a situation like that. All right, let's go back. What we got? Next role. We did this. I think there's is it repeating it? No, that's Instagram. All right, next role. A nurse. 20 to 49. Gentle manner. This nurse updates a doctor. That's all they're going to be doing. Updating the doctor. Does it say what episodes they're going to be in? It says right here, episodes 301 and 302. So again, this is just 2 episodes that this is going down in. So this is all Tabitha, mostly. Orderly, actor role 20 to 49. The hospital orderly is taken aback when they run into a patient. Again, here we go. Now, I would say that this orderly right here, 20 to 49, can't be Eloise because the age doesn't fit. Eloise, I think, is older than Victor, so it has to be a little bit older. I don't think they'll have, and I think Eloise is, she's not going to be around that long either. So 2 episodes would be enough to have her in there, but 20 to 49 won't make it. Eloise has got to be at least 50 to 55. 55 and up. She's older than Victor. Victor is 50. But she's taken back when they run in. It says. Hospital orderly is taken back when they run into a patient. So it's the orderly with somebody else. They run into Tabitha. They're scared. How the hell did she get out here? Next role, vendor. This vendor is not pleased when someone knocks over their display. 20 to 59. This is Tabitha escaping from the hospital. She runs to a vendor, knocks over the vendor stuff when she's trying to escape. I think in the end, she'll get captured, thrown inside the ambulance, and taken back. Next is roles of mother, female, 30 to 45. This angry and alarmed mother yells at a stranger to take their hands off her son. So this Tabitha grabbing the boy up, right, gets upset. Maybe the boy looks like her son that passed away. Maybe that's what she's thinking. Or she's thinking it's Ethan. Like she has for some reason she thinks it's Ethan and turns around and grabs him, thinking it's Ethan, and it's not. And then that's when the mother gets disturbed about it. I mean, that's what I would think. That's what I would think if I had to say what's going on here. All right. Next, actor, Resident 1. With a grim expression, he is worried about a fellow resident. This is a guy. They're not saying Colony House. The other one, Resident 2, it says here, actor, Resident 2, 20 to 59. Same age. This could be anything, male. Other ones, they want a male. Colony House resident, concerned about the effectiveness of their soil. Okay, so here we can see with the soil comment here that the concern's going to be about enough food. There won't be enough food to go around. The Resident 1 doesn't say Colony House. The other one always says Colony House, so it could be someone down street and worried about someone's acting a little strange and worried about it. Next actor is a police officer, 20 to 49. Police officer arrives at a house that they've been called to by a resident. All right. So again, when they say resident and they don't say Colony House, most likely they're talking about outside of Fromville, right? So this Resident 1, grim expression, worried about a fellow resident, might be the one who calls the police officer to the house because Tabitha escapes. She gets away. Tabitha escapes, gets away, breaks into somebody's house. Someone in that house notices her, call the police. The police come, bag her up. They bring the ambulance because they think she's crazy, strap her down in the ambulance and bring her back. I mean, that's the way I was. Jess is saying flashback, please. Now, I think it's not flashback. I think this is just straight Tabitha acting up and them catching it. That's what I would think and everything else. So that's what I'm thinking. All right, we're going to keep going. Keep going. All right. Next and last one is non-speaking 11-year-old boy. He is startled when a stranger suddenly grabs hold of his shoulder and spins him around. 11 to 13. All right, so we know what that is. We talked about that a little bit before. It's going to be Tabitha. Tabitha thinking that that's Ethan. She's going to turn him around, grab him up, and it's not going to be Ethan. I mean, that's what that is. I think we see that that's the. I think we've broken this down to all these casts and what's going on with them. I don't think there's anything in there significant to the point where it's giving stuff away. But I think that's what's going on. You know what I mean? What's this saying right here? I think it's going to be similar to 1899, a controlled test, dream, sin in the future. All right, could be. I'm sad they didn't increase the episode counter. Now, these are only 2 episodes. These people who in these roles are only for 2 episodes. She's only going to be there for 2 episodes, this role right here. So that's what's going on there. I think we figured that out pretty easy. Thanks a lot for sharing that with us. I truly appreciate it and everything else. But it seems like they're going to have at least 2 episodes dealing with Tabitha strictly in the hospital while she's up in there. And, I don't see how long she can't stay there all season. I don't see that. I think she'll make it back before the season is up, maybe episode 8. But I think what is going to happen is that it's going to make Tabitha look like a nut. They're going to try to put her in the psychiatric ward. That's what's going to happen. She's going to try to escape. She's going to grab this kid up, think it's Ethan. She's going to turn him around, and it's not going to be Ethan. The mom's going to flip out. They're going to bring her back in. At one point while she's there, she's going to try to use the Instagram people's phone. They're not going to let her use the phone. and then she's going to escape, get away, go inside somebody's house. The person's going to call the cops. Cops going to bag her up. They're going to throw her in the ambulance, and this is when she's going to go to the psychiatric ward because they're going to think she's a nutcase. And that I think that's what I think is going on here. What y'all agree or not? You should. But that is what I think is happening there. Kim Mayweather says she agrees. Very smart, Kim. Very smart. Oh, you saw G told him done wrote episode. Well, hey, listen, I can write this show. I can write it for them. They want me to. I'm good like that. I'm good like that. I got you. I got this. Tell them hit me up. I'll make it hot though. I know exactly how to make this hot. I'll make this hot for them, man. I'll make it memorable. Now, people never forget it. But that's how that's gonna roll. That's what's gonna be with Taff. Guarantee. And then I guarantee she runs into Eloise. Eloise helps her escape, but Eloise gets killed. She grabs something from Eloise, and she's going to bring it back to show Victor and tell Victor, your sister is still alive. Even if she gets killed and everything else, Tab's not going to know it. She's going to say, your sister is still alive. And then once she says, your sister is still alive, that'll give Victor some incentive to want to get out of there. Because Victor is in the impression that this is his home. He knows nothing else. So he doesn't want to escape. You know what I mean? You got to get Victor motivated to leave to get everyone else, because Victor knows everything. It's all on Victor. And that's just the bottom line. But you got to motivate him to get out of there. Luna says, when Tabby's going to meet Eloise, will she recognize? I don't know if it'll be the lunch. It may be a combination of things. It could be the lunch pail. I think the fact that they put drawings inside the lunch pail that Eloise drew herself. It's that one drawing that says Eloise, Victor, and all that she drew. That has to have come into play with that. It has to be that stuff inside that drawing. The drawing would do it. I also think that it's a good chance that the bracelet that she's wearing, the same one that Eloise's mother had, would also provide the proof that she needs that, hey, you really do have a brother and he's trapped in this world the same way my kids and my family are. Do you think Vic will finally tell? Not until he's motivated to leave, right? Victor has to be motivated to leave. Again, when Ethan had the pictures, the straight pictures, right? When he gave Ethan all those pictures, Ethan said straight up, this is a book. It's a map. And if you put them in the right order, you'll see exactly what's going on and how to get out of here. Right? So that's what it comes down to. Right? So that's what we're gonna need. We're gonna need that to be to find out what's going on. How we need to put these pictures in order. That's what it really comes down to. That's all we got right there. I mean, unless you got more links, that's all I got. You know, that's what. It's a free and said, do you see American Horror Story a silent way? I have not seen that. I have not seen that. Listen, this is all to do with aliens too. I'm telling you. Listen. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you. I appreciate it. Listen. When this is all said and done, you've heard me say, listen, I came up with the alien theory. That was me. You see all these other people talking about it. I'm the one who made it up. All right, me. I made this shit up. And I'm right. Made it up from the beginning. Season 1. No one was covering this show in season 1. Only like 2 YouTubers, and I was one of them. All right? And I made this shit up. I made up this alien theory, and it is. When it's all said and done, it's aliens. But the aliens are not going to be like the bad people. The aliens are captured by human beings have captured these aliens and are using their DNA and running tests with them on human beings. That's what's going on here, man. I'm telling you, when it's all said and done, you'll see it. And I'm telling you, I do believe that the human beings somehow have figured out a way to enter the fourth dimension. This definitely has something to do with the fourth dimension. All right, and fourth dimensional beings. Listen, KP, just because I can't wait to prove your ass wrong. One second. All right, because someone just asked me about that in the text. Let me address it with y'all. All right. So if people ask me what the text was about right here, what's the con? The con is a go. I have the spot. I was just in Nashville a little bit ago, or last month, and I have just gotten the spot in Nashville. So that's a done deal. The con is a go. It just really comes down to the booking of it. Now, the thing that is pushing it back is the fact that I have a novel that's being released, and in all honesty, I have to focus all my attention on getting this novel pushed out. All right. So as soon as I'm done with that, then right now it's at the editor and everything else. The con is a go. It's a done deal. Got the spot. Went down to Nassau, got it. Have the spot. It's booked. It's right off the strip. It's a done deal. Done deal. We have our spot where we're going to run it. Done deal. All right. That's that. All right. So again, I have a book coming out. It'll be out in a couple of months. I will put a pre-order link to it and everything else soon. And then that'll be it. Yes, the From Land Con is a go. It's a go. It's not called From Land Con. But it is a go. Guaranteed. Guaranteed done deal. And that also going to come down to it is how many pre-order on ticket sales that I get. And when I get the pre-order ticket sales, then I'll be able to get the actors to come down because I have to pay for them, see how many I can get. And boom, then we'll have it. Guaranteed. That's done deal. But buy the book when the book comes out, because I will put my own money where my mouth is and get these people down there. So the book will be out in a month and a half, the latest. It's just an editing process right now. Everything's done. I can show you again. I will show you the cover of the book. I've showed the cover before, but I'll show all y'all here the cover of my book that is coming out in a month or so. There it is right there. That is the cover. I will stop my camera so that y'all can see it. That's the cover of the book that's coming out. It's called Darkest Before the Dawn, Shadows of Deception. And that's book one. It should be a 3-book series when it's all said and done. And maybe longer depending on the popularity of the book. But right now it's scheduled to be a 3-book series. So yeah, the book is done. The book cover is done. The whole everything. All I'm trying to do is I'm just waiting for the final edit to get done. And once the final edit is done, I will drop the book. The book will be out. And then after that, hopefully it sells. And hopefully I'll go out there and help a brother out and buy the book and everything else. Very proud of it. I think if you do give it a shot, you'll be happy that you did. All right. So definitely check out my new novel when it comes out and everything else. Darkest Before the Dawn, Shadow of Deceptions is the name of this book. So I will give you all more details when it is ready to drop and everything else a week before it drops. I promise you that. All right. Back to From, because I know that's what you're here for. All right. So as I was saying, Thank you, Megan. Megan, I'll buy a copy. Thank you so much, Megan. I appreciate that. I truly do. Uh, uh, all right. Looking forward to reading the book. The cover is fire. Thank you so much. I designed the cover. So I'm glad you like it. All right. Back to what I was saying. Listen, we are dealing with fourth dimensional beings. And I know, listen, I know every one of y'all, a lot of y'all, the witches and the tarot cards. And I've had the guy who made up the theory. He is another author, and he is a great writer in himself. T-Dog is what I call him, Terran. All right. And I think it's a well thought out theory. I think it's amazingly thought out and amazingly good. Unfortunately, I don't think that's what it is. I don't think it has anything to do with witches or tarot cards. I've had Lauren, my friend Lauren from Lauren's Corner, come on and say it was witches too. A lot of people think that. I understand. But listen, the book is a psychological thriller. But bottom line is this. People are still talking about my book. All right. Will your book be on Audible as well as one book? So what it is, I am putting it out here. If I make enough money, hopefully I do make enough money. After I make enough money, I will hire one of these YouTubers that are my friends to do the Audible version of the book. I was going to have Kev from Bridge 4 do it. That's who I was. I talked to him about it, but it's just too much work for him to do. So listen, if I really say, Kev, I need you to do it, he's going to do it. But it really is too much work for him to do. So I'm not going to have Kev do it. I'm telling you, I'm going to ask 3 people to do it, and we'll see if all 3 turn me down. Money talks in the end, but we'll see if they have the time to do it and everything else. All right. So it will be on both when it's all said and done. All right. Now, next, it's a fourth dimensional being is what we're dealing with. And it's got to be. There's no way, again, when you deal with something that is in the fourth dimension, it can affect the third dimension, and the third dimensional people will not be able to see what is affecting it. They will just see the results of the effect. All right. That's what it is. Right. I already read 2 chapters, KP. What are you talking about? I read 2 chapters, not even the edited versions of the chapter. I read. And KP, I need you to over there in Trinidad to make that book special in Trinidad, man. I need you to use your influence over there and get me popping over there too, right? All right. But what I'm saying is this. If you're in the fourth dimension, you can affect the third dimension and you'll never see it. You'll see the results. Let's go through a couple of things that we've seen that only a fourth dimensional being could do. When they were inside the RV, and this is when they were in the RV with Randall, right? They heard banging underneath that RV. Banging underneath. There was no way. The RV was basically on the ground. There's no way anyone could slip in between the ground and the RV to bang on the bottom of it. That's why they did it. The only thing that would be able to bang on the bottom of that RV and you not see it but hear the results is a fourth dimensional being. Let's keep going on. When you see these nightmare creatures, right? And the one girl, her whole body busted open, like the guy said it was just ripped apart, right? Didn't see anybody ripping her apart, just seeing the body being opened up and ripped apart and face being bent back, right? That's what he said that he's seen happen to his girlfriend. The only thing that could do that, and then you would just see the results, but not the actual person who's doing it, is the fourth dimensional being. You could do that. Let's go on. Next, the house collapsed, right? We've seen the house collapse. There was no explosives in the house. There was no saws to make it go down. There was no anything to make that house go down. But the house did collapse. The only way that house can collapse like that is if there is a fourth dimensional being affecting that house, and that is why it's getting compressed and pushed down. Something from the fourth dimension, pushing it down into that hole. You see the results, but you don't see what's affecting those results. That is why, if you keep looking at it and you keep seeing it, you keep thinking about it, It's definitely a fourth dimensional being that is in control of this whole situation, affecting things. Anything you think of, a fourth dimensional being could have. It explains the whole thing. Jackie C wants to be smart. She says, or a sinkhole. A sinkhole. Let's look at Jackie C's philosophy here and take it. A sinkhole. When you look at the collapse of the house, the collapse started from the top of the house down. All right. It didn't collapse from the bottom into the hole and then fall in. The top got smushed down, forcing the bottom out. When you go back and look at it, and you'll see the top go down first, and then the bottom fall from underneath it from the weight of the top, like something pushed down on top of the house, right? So a sinkhole, baby girl, could not do that. It had to be a force coming from the top of the house to push down. Look at the way the house goes down again. Y'all, you're messing with me. Come on now. Y'all messing with me here. Y'all, you gonna come at the time. You better come correct. I know, Jackie. I'm just, I love you, Jackie. I love you. I'm just playing with you. And I need everybody to come out here with all anything you think. Listen, I don't want anyone to agree with me. I'm gonna be honest. Because when everyone agrees with you, that's when you're wrong. I figured that out from Game of Thrones. All those theories that everybody agreed with, they was all wrong. Every one of them. It's usually the ones that no one agrees with that you're right about. And that's where it goes. Let's go through it. Where does the power, electricity, come from, though? All right, we can, it's hard for me to say, but again, we have seen wireless charging already, all right? We see it in our lives. There's wireless charging. Tesla supposedly had wireless charging. If you're dealing with alien technology, then you'd have to figure that there's no need for wires in the future. There would be no need. That's where we're going, right? In our lives, not in our lifetime, but in the next 100 years, there'll be no need for wires in anything. There'll be no need for outlets and plugs or anything like that. So I think that this has to be a wireless charging mechanism, like a Tesla coil, but more advanced, that just feeds electricity to everything else. Again, when she looked inside of the wire, right? Think about it. Let's go through it real quick. When Tabitha looked inside of the wire, right? She looked inside the wire. What was in there? Not a goddamn thing. There was no wire inside of the mold of the wire. What does that mean? That means that somebody purposely set this up to make you believe that plug was supplying power when it wasn't. Someone purposely made a dummy lamp with no wire in it, knowing they can get power to it without that, but wanted to fool the people in there and to fool them into believing that this was a regular place. That's why we have to put that in there, right? It's a game. Someone came up with that and put that motherfucker there, right? That's the only reason why it would be there. So that just shows you right there that this is a game. This is a game. This is an experiment. They're bringing these people here on purpose to do this. Why? We don't exactly know why, but this is what it is. Again, we can talk about Fatima. Give me 1 second. There's my man, Big Dog T. My man, Big Dog. There he is. She's in the building. You're going to see P.T. Barnum's act on the show in season 3 or 4. Anna Swan, the Scottish giant, a strong man, a bearded woman, Major Adam, the Iron Skull Man, and a female clown. I don't understand this whole thing, but you can come on and explain it if you want right now and everything else. You can definitely do it. Listen, you can definitely come on here right now. Again, I put the link in the description. Anyone's allowed to come on here right now and give their opinion of what they think's going on right here. We have over 160 people out here live. Rocco, make sure you hit that thumbs up for your boy, Don Tony Teflon. And let's see what we can do right now, real quick. I'm sorry, is that it right here? Let me see what I. All right, I'm going to gift 5 memberships right now. There you go. Did it go? There you go. 5 memberships from the Don Tony Teflon. All right, let's see. We got Sunshine on the Water is now a member of the family. Brenda Starr is now a member of the family. Tony Sosa is now a member of the family. Nonfiction is now a member of the family. Welcome to Teflon TV. Welcome to the family. Truly appreciate you. You are now safe. You are now have the talisman. You now have access to all the emojis and everything else. And that is what it is. All right, I'm going to be right back in 1 second. And then we're going to allow some people to get on here. And listen, we got a super chat right here. When does the new season begin? We don't know exactly for sure when the season begins, but it won't be long. We're going to. I'll be right back. I got to grab a drink, and then I'll be right back. While I do, watch that. I'll be right back. Here we go. All right, let's go. Let's bring on people. I'm back. Sorry about that. KP, I see you in there. Let's bring on T-Dog in the building. Oh, are you? I gotta go here. I'm sorry. My bad. You're on. All right, KP, you're next. I promise, bro. I promise. I promise. What's going on, T?
Hey, man.
How's everything?
Catch up.
How's everything? How you doing, man?
Oh, hang on. I need to mute YouTube. Hang on. Sorry. All right. I'm
yes,
in.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Can I present something?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me see if I can do this. Sorry. All right. Downloads. Sorry, I'm trying to upload something.
No, okay. It happens to me every time I try, right? So I'm glad it's happened to somebody else.
All right. How do I get the presentation up? I press present.
I think I got it for you.
That one. All right. So I noticed something recently when I was rewatching season 2, episode 1.
Okay.
If you look at the briefcase when Tabitha is in the cave,
yes,
she has there is a sticker on it which says New York 1964 Fair.
Yes.
And then it has like a globe showing the Earth. and it sort of looks like an atom with the neutrons flying
Yeah,
around.
I know exactly what that thing is.
All right, sweet. So check this out. If you look at that fair, it
Mm-hmm.
was called the World Fair,
Yes.
and uh, I thought, what is it saying about the show? What's it telling us? I think it might be a historical reference. So I
Mm-hmm.
typed in the World Show, and I know that there's something to do with shows on this show because if you look, uh, the words fair and show are actually used quite often on the
Oh yeah.
show. Like Boyd and Tabitha keep talking about things being fair, and people say, "Can I show you something?" all the time. And
Okay.
Boyd just makes it really obvious when he's like, "Man, I might be going to the show," and he says
Okay.
stuff like "Showtime" and "Let's get this show on the road."
All right.
And I also noticed that the cheerleader has a megaphone on her sweater, right? Because
Yep.
there's like cheer cones that they use. So anyway, I found out that P.T. Barnum, who was the famous sort of circus organizer,
Mm-hmm.
he had, and the film The Greatest Showman is about this guy. Well,
Yes.
he was the circus organizer. He always had a like a megaphone, and I also realized that on the show, they use the word freak a lot. Like Randall calls Elgin a freak
Yep.
in the bus. When Marielle goes into the room to detox, she's like, "Is this the freaky sex room?" People use the word freak quite often on the show. And P.D. Barnum was famous for his freak show, which is obviously very politically incorrect. That's not a word that anyone should use now. But it's a hint towards the historical use of that term.
Okay.
And when you look at P.T. Barnum, his show was called The World Fair. And actually, they also had the tagline "Out of This World,"
Mm-hmm.
which is just like the chocolate bar has "Out of This World" on it.
Yes, it
And
does.
then you go and you start looking at some of the things. So they also use the word wonder a lot on the show. People always wondering stuff. So I thought maybe that's also got something to do with it, because he described his acts as wonders.
Yes.
Um, so that was kind of interesting. And then I realized that they use the word giant a lot on the show. Like if you load up the scripts of every episode and then you Command F and you look for giant, it's used a lot. So I figure that's one of the giants. And by the way, she was born in Millbrook, which is where the oh my god, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. The guy in the cave who's chained to the wall, Martin.
Martin.
Martin says he's from Millbrook as well, and also she was born in Nova Scotia, which is super interesting because Nova Scotia is where the show is filmed, and it's very near where I think the origin story takes place. And then people always talk about being strong and also bending a lot. They talk about iron bending. They talk about Kenny being bent out of shape.
Yep.
And they also talk about being strong all the time. Like I figured that, like for example, when Julie sees Jim in season 2, episode 1, and he's like by the pit, he like grabs her and he's like, "I need you to be strong now." And Frank is like, if only I'd been strong enough. So I think there's a strong man, which is potentially someone called Pierre Gasnier, who was a French guy. And remember, Jade talks about being from France. And then also, there was a character who was called the Iron Skull Man, and he would have people break stones on his head, basically. And Donna says to Randall, "That rock hard head of yours," as well. So I think that's a reference to that. And then also remember, we got the atom on the postcard that we see on the briefcase.
Yep.
Well, there was a character called Major Adam who was like a little person. And Kenny also uses the word major when he repeatedly says, "Denial is a major part of our family tree." He repeatedly uses that. Also, Donna talks about going on safari, which I think might be a reference to the circus animals. And P.D. Barnum famously had an elephant called Columbia, which is obviously where Tabitha's from. They also refer to clowns with the candy-colored clown Sandman song. And the dog is also called Gus. And P.T. Barnum's clown was a guy called Gus Lee. And there's also the bearded woman Now, I didn't think she was going to show up as a character when I was researching all this. And then recently I was talking to someone on Reddit, and they were mentioning how Tabitha calls Julie Jules quite a few times, right? And it feels really awkward when she says it. It doesn't feel natural. And I was like, okay, I'm going to look up Jules. And it turns out that it means the downy bearded one, the one with the soft beard. So I think that also we're going to see the bearded woman. And also, like, there's other elephant references, like I think Boyd at one point says, we need to talk about the elephant in the room. And then there's also even a picture in the schoolhouse where it's sort of like this monster that kind of looks like an owl. And in one of the episodes, they've taken one of the pins out and folded the corner over. When you fold the corner over, it looks a lot like an elephant. So that is pretty much all my thinking on why we're going to see this in season 3 or season 4. And what's really interesting is all of this would have happened in 1881, and one of the dates in the lighthouse is 1883. So that's the whole thing. Sorry for talking so long.
No, it's all good. So I'm going to give you what I believe that it is. I think you touched on things I said in my video. You probably didn't watch the video that I've done. But let me explain to you. I am from Queens, New York. In fact, the part of Queens I am from, that thing that you said, that globe is called the Unisphere. That's the symbol of Queens. It's in Queens. It's right by now MetLife Stadium, right by now the U.S. Open. Back in the day, it was by Shea Stadium, and Jets used to play over there and everything, right? So I walked there every day. I used to go there. So I'm very familiar with the area. So that is the Unisphere, right? At that, it was put up there for that World's Fair. At that World's Fair that was put there, and I put this in my video with that sticker for that year. That sticker was meant to be futuristic technology for that World's Fair. It was all supposed to be about what's going to happen 200 to 1,000 years in the future. It's when they presented computers. It's when they presented what was supposedly alien technology, which would be alien technology. In fact, if you ever seen the movie Men in Black, they go to that, the first one, they go there, and they have 2 disc-shaped objects that are on pillars that are still there. They go inside there, and when they do go inside there, they find out in Men in Black that they're really UFOs. And then that's when they go and they go and tackle the UFOs and the thing right there. So what I think they're trying to say with that sticker is that this is alien technology, this is UFOs, because that's what that whole World Fair was about. Advanced technology in the future. And that's what the whole fair was about. So everything that they showed in that fair for that year was all about the latest computers. What's it going to be 300 years from now in computing? And they had people dressed up as aliens, as props. If you look at the pictures, you see people with alien masks walking around the fairs that they sold there. It was all about alien technology there. That was what the whole premise of that fair was for that year. And that's what they built those things there. They were supposed to be what a space a saucer would look like, a UFO would look like. They built 2 of them. In fact, they were trying to get them done over because they're all rusted out now. But it would cost like $1.5 billion. And then Queens County wouldn't put up the $1.5 billion. But they tried to say it's a landmark of Queens and it should be there because of this World Fair. So, but that's what it was about. So to me, in my opinion, since that's what it was about, and they put that sticker there with the atoms, plus you brought up the sticker, the candy bar that says "out of this world." When you look at that candy bar that says "out of this world," there's an alien on this out of this world candy bar. That's an alien saucer and an alien in there that's out of this world. When you link that up with the World Fair dealing with alien technology and computer technology, to me, it just sounds like this is dealing with aliens, alien technology. If not aliens specifically, I do believe it is, but definitely alien technology that was captured somehow by humans. Look at Jade. Jade said he built a quantum computing method, and I believe that Jade built this quantum computing thing, and in the future, this is how they use this to develop some type of wormhole technology. And that is how they are getting everyone from one spot to another and getting them there. it's all wormholes. It looks like they put the tree down, but when you go down there, that's the only reason I could see how people can come from all different parts and then wind up in the same spot. Wormhole technology. So that's what I believe is going on. I didn't write the script, so we could both, one of us could be right, one of us could be wrong. We both be right. Who knows? But that's what I think what they're trying to say with that.
May I ask you a question?
Yes, sure.
So obviously the show has prominently displayed times in history several times.
Yep.
We obviously have the lighthouse dates, which I feel are quite clearly pointed to as dates. And then we also have the bottle tree where Boyd pulls out a date which says 1864. So I just wanted to ask you, what is your thinking in terms of aliens being responsible for the whole setup in Fromland? What do you think the dates mean specifically? Have you linked that to your theory?
I have. If you look, I can't pull it up now. If you look at my video, every one of those dates that are on there, there has been some record of UFO sighting. And another date that's the only one that's different. There's one that's different. And when that one that's different, it's about an asteroid that hit the ground on that one date. A huge asteroid hit the ground and was discovered somewhere in France or something like that. But that was one date. Every other date is a UFO sighting from that time here in the newspaper. There, someone's seen something in the sky. Everyone,
somewhere in the world, or
somewhere in the world. If you look in there, you'll see that date somewhere in the world. Someone's seen it. And then what I look at the UFO, the asteroid sighting, is that we don't know what material these talismans are made out of. They could be a meteor rock, piece of that meteor rock that hit there, that has them in there. It could be that, and then carved out into someone human or whatever carved these things into it. But you can look at each one of them, and you can look at those dates, and you'll see that every one of them, there was some type of UFO spotting. Someone's seen something in the sky. It may not say USO, but a UFO. Some of them say fire, a burning fire, this or whatever. But it's always someone seen something in the sky for every one of those days, except for one. And that one is when the asteroids, a big asteroid landed somewhere like in France or something like that.
Okay, interesting. And why do you think that's important? Why would they put those for us to decipher?
I believe that what has going on here is that they have captured aliens. The human beings have captured aliens, and because you gotta look when Sarah's talking to people, right? There's different people in there. The people talking to Sarah are not the people holding them hostage. The people talking to Sarah say they are hostage, and they want to escape too. That's what they tell her. But they say you're the only one who can hear us. These are the same people who are turning on the radio every time. And that's the only way they're able to communicate with the people until Sarah was turning on the radio and doing things like that. And they would play certain songs. You hear the songs. We got to get one of the songs. We got to get out of here. Now you think that's about the people there, but it's about them. They're trapped. And I do believe that the people who are human beings who have used this technology have captured these aliens and experimenting on them and using their DNA and things on humans and seeing exactly what happens. And these aliens that are captured want to escape too. And that's what they're telling Sarah, we want to get out of here too, but we're captured. It's all by the aliens. It's not, I think it would be too easy for it to be aliens doing this whole experiment on human beings. The twist would be the aliens are the ones that are captured also by these human beings in the future that are running these trips. Again, we just talked about this a little ago. I don't know if you hear, but I was saying that if you look at everything that has been explained, everything that we have seen, most of it can be explained by somebody in the fourth dimension, right? And only can be explained by someone who is able to interact with the third dimension from the fourth dimension. Again, I'll say it real fast, but when you look at the house being collapsed, again, if a fourth dimensional being interacted with the third dimension, you wouldn't see the interaction, you would just see the results, right? So when you look at the house being collapsed, you would see the house, how it comes down from the top, it's getting smushed down into the ground. If someone from fourth dimension pushed it down, you wouldn't see them pushing it down. You would just see the house go down the way it does. When they're inside the van, their van is on the floor, but someone's knocking on the bottom of it, which causes them to leave. The only way that could possibly happen would be someone from the fourth dimension would be able to go inside there and do that. When you see the girl whose body gets ripped open, her fiance said her body just out of nowhere just ripped open. If someone from the fourth dimension ripped the body open, you wouldn't see them ripping the body open. It would just appear that the body is being ripped open out of nowhere because you can't see the person in the fourth dimension. So I think that's what's going on.
And can I ask you what you think the ballerina with the mouthful of worms is? You think that's like an alien?
So I had Hannah come on my channel, and she said that and this is her words that she said that Boyd was infected with extraterrestrial parasites. That's what she said. I didn't say it. Phil didn't say it. We didn't coax it out of her. That's what she said when she was on the channel. She goes, yeah, Boyd's got those extraterrestrial parasites in his body. Now, whether I didn't tell her to say that. The word extraterrestrial just don't come up all the time, right? Mm-hmm. But that's what she said. So I think this is where we're going. I think this is what I think it's aliens. I think it's, or if you keep going, I have a whole video you can look up, and it always points back to aliens in there, that something is being done with aliens in this whole situation and stuff. So
may I tell you what I think it means?
Huh?
May I tell you what I think it means?
What does it mean? But I have to put KP in there if I can. I won't rush it, but yes, I will tell you. Then I have to switch you out on man KP.
No problem. I think that it's a hoodoo curse, and I'm pretty sure Sequence Novax thinks the same thing. There's a lot of people spitting stuff out, and hoodoo. One of the curses that they have is putting living animals inside people. So I think he was cursed with the worms and the cicadas. I think the boogeyman in this, the big bad guy, was cursed in 1864 by a hoodoo root doctor.
So you're saying hoodoo, the down south, like the New Orleans and all that version of voodoo.
Yeah, hoodoo specifically rather than voodoo. There are hoodoo type dolls which I think will feature. And
I mean, if you've seen that movie Skeleton Key, that was all about hoodoo, right? And that was a whole movie about hoodoo where they were the slaves who practiced hoodoo would transfer their souls and their bodies into other people and then switch places with them. And then they kept going wrong, and they've been living forever. That's my extent with hoodoo. I have to go into anything, but all right, listen.
I want to check it out.
Definitely come on again, and I'll give you a whole hour again, or whatever, and we can put that and everything else like that.
Can I tell you something, Tony? Just before I go, I have a 200 slide PowerPoint presentation running through my theory that I'm still working on. And I'm still not sure if I'm going to go on other channels and talk about it, but I will be posting it online at some point.
All right, listen, if you want a spot to talk about it, right here is your spot. You know I got you. I would definitely love to hear. You do amazing work. It's really good. And tell people again the name of your book. You have a couple of book series, right? What's the name of the book series?
I got a book called Dragon Rider coming out in April in the United States. And I've also written the New York Times bestselling Summoner series and also the Contender series. And the Contender series has a From-like mystery in it, which is why I'm so interested in this show.
That's what it is. So, go show this man some love. Go buy his books. Thanks, and everything else and all that. No doubt about it, man. Appreciate you coming on and everything else. That's my man T-Dog in the building rocking with us right now. All right, KP will be up next. We're putting him on there and everything. Or as soon as I get ready to put him on, he turns his camera off and everything else like that. So what do y'all rate that call? You know what I mean? What do y'all think? Go buy that man's books and everything else. Salute to him and everything else. No doubt about it. In the end, I think it was a good theory with the 3-ring circus and all that. But I just think I see it in a different way. I don't think that's what they're trying to say, or think that they're really going with the aliens in it. That if you look up that New York World Fair, that is 100% what the theme of that World Fair was about. It was about aliens, future technology, and computing. That's it. That's what it was. And again, if you deal with that World Fair, if you look at look at Men in Black, and you look at this 2 pillars that were up there in Men in Black, those 2 pillars were were UFOs. That's what they were, sitting right there in Queens, New York. My neighborhood where I grew up, Been there 1,000 times. In fact, I have a tattoo of that's going on this arm right here that I'll get done in 3 months because the guy is so good. I have to wait 3 months out. But it is of that World Fair on this arm. This arm says Queens, but this, because that, if you ask anyone who's from Queens, they'll tell you that the Unisphere is our symbol. That's the symbol of Queens. That's ours. If you ever see any rappers who do videos from Queens, they always do it at the Unisphere because that means Queens. All right, KP, let's go.
But that's
What up?
if you ask anyone
Going on?
Was that me?
You gotta turn down the volume. So because I'm hearing
that's ours.
Boom.
What's going on, man?
So, well, not much. You know what I mean? I mean, just in these streets out here. You know what I mean? Surviving, trying to make a dollar out of 15 cents. You know what I mean?
That's what AK
That's
says.
only-
Here we go, shirtless again. So it wouldn't be any other way.
It's for the ladies. It's for the ladies. The ladies like that. So,
Go ahead.
I see. I see we still talking this alien thing, which is, I mean, that's cute. That's fine.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like the way that you put it together in that, okay, there'll be an alien influence. Like we discovered some alien technology and we're like testing it out here, to see what the fuck it could do. Like,
Yeah.
that is plausible, 100% plausible, right?
Look, let me say something real before you go on. We talk a little bit about Fatima, right? Fatima said that she is unable to get pregnant. Like, she was diagnosed medically that there's no way for her to get pregnant. But now she's here. Now she's pregnant, right? Could be why she was brought in. Hey, it doesn't have to. When people run tests, even if you look at the Nazis in Germany and all that, when they ran tests on twins and everything else, they pretended, or whatever they said, the way they did it was to benefit all mankind, right? Though they killed people and did that, but that was what their perception. When they ran, with the black people and the syphilis and everything else, and they infected black men with syphilis and left it in their body and gave them placebos and didn't give them the cure, they said they did that because they wanted to see how it affects black people, because it could be different than the way they affect white people, right? So when scientists do these experiments, they constantly do them saying that they're doing it for the best of mankind. So it could be exactly a situation just like that going on here, where they're running these experiments on people, but in the end, they're going to say it was for the benefit of people. And that's why they're doing it, not to harm people.
I get that. Like, that is totally plausible because I don't know if you saw the M. Night Shyamalan movie about I think it was called The Beach or something like that, where like there were a bunch of people that won a trip and they want a trip to this place that there's a beach in, and they all went to the beach, and like at that beach apparently like time just goes faster. So like, let's say an hour is equal to a year or something like that in real life. So every hour you grow a year. And like the idea of it was that they were bringing people to this beach with different sicknesses, and they were treating them like at the hotel they were at. They were giving them particular pills based on their sickness, and then they would put them on the beach to see what would happen to them during their lifetime, because their lifetime, like let's say they would have 50 more years to live. It'll only take them two days to go through their entire lifetime and see what the thing would be. Right, obviously that's a movie and that's not real, but like it makes sense. That makes sense to a point. This is the point. This is the place where it stops making sense. It stops making sense. It stops making sense when we have people that are, well, first we have people that are fully like 100% fine. Right, we have a lot of people that are 100% fine, which.
Ooh.
Argue that a way to say that those were the controls. So like you're 100% fine. So that will be a control to the experiment to see they're 100% fine. Nothing happened to them, but like other people who had issues, they got better or they got worse. So it's a control. So you could argue that away. do you need that many controls in a sample this size? Not really. But again,
Well,
like
we don't know that. Now, if they're dealing with alien spores and alien stuff,
well,
and they're
that's what you're
trying to
saying.
figure, well, this is what we see with this is what not what I'm saying. This is what the actress said. The actress from the show
Tony,
said that it was.
Tony, I
She
was here. I was here when that
uh-huh,
actress said that. She
uh-huh.
didn't. The way I took that, it was like she said it as an off-time comment to say, "Well, now he has all these like alien things in his body and all that."
No, she didn't
Like I
say
don't think
alien. She
she
said
has.
extraterrestrial. And
That's
listen, that word
no,
listen
but I
that
don't think
word.
she has knowledge of the. I don't think she
Yeah,
has knowledge of the script and the story to the point where like that would be a thing that she knows for a fact, right? Because like nobody else does. So, like I understand what you're saying, but I don't put much stock into that because I
yeah,
took it as an
yeah.
offhand comment that she's making in
Mhm.
the moment. And I also don't
I
believe that
don't
there's
use the
any way
word
that she could know
extraterrestrial.
that for a fact.
I don't
So
use the
it
word
may be that that's what
extraterrestrial
she
offhand.
believes as well. Like it may be just the way you believe it. It may be that she believes
Maybe she does.
the
I'm
same
not
way.
saying.
That
I'm
it's
just,
alien.
all I'm reporting when I say it is that's the words that came out of her mouth when discussing that
Oh yeah,
situation.
yeah, definitely, 100%,
All right,
100%. She did.
that's right. And Luna, I will definitely talk about this in a little bit for you. Right, as soon as I'm done with
What does Luda want to
with
talk
Dave
about?
taping.
What does Luda want to talk about?
She wants to talk about the similarities between Constellation and From, which there seems to be a lot of
Ooh,
similarities.
that'd be interesting.
All right,
That'd
but
be
real quick,
interesting.
let's go. You're saying control people. Let's look at the thing. We have that being done with her, right? When Martin was there, we don't know exactly how long he's been there, but it seems like he's been alive for a long time. And when the worms were removed from his body, he died. So if you're looking at an experiment of how can we prolong human life? Can these alien worms that they put in the body help prolong human life? And that's the reason why we're experimenting on these group of people that we're bringing in here. That could be a reason why that they did it, right? Maybe the creatures that are there were first experiments, and this is what they turned into for those experiments. Again, when you look at the people who are killed by these creatures, right? They're not eaten. All we know is that their organs are removed from their chest and gone. So they're being
Yeah,
harvested, right? So
yeah,
why
yeah.
would they harvest these organs unless they're running tests and they're pulling them out of their chest, bringing them back and running tests to see how it affected these people, right? And maybe somehow fear is a trigger to this whole situation. Stress is a trigger to how certain things react in the bloodstream. Again, we know that even animals, if they're killed under the wrong amount of stress, the meat doesn't come out good, right? We know this to be fact.
Yeah,
So it could be a
that's true.
situation like that going on there and everything else. So that's what I'm saying when I say that they're running experiments here and they're using alien technology to do all these things. When it's faraway trees, torches, and everything else that look like regular, again, the lamps were purposely put there with no wire in them, knowing that people would think that it was the wire that was powering it, but they put a dummy one in there to fool people. Same thing with the faraway trees. They make it look like a tree, but Victor notices these trees are moving. Trees don't move. They ain't moving. Something's going on. Trees don't move. But he noticed they're moving because they're not trees. They're teleportation devices that are there masquerading as trees so people just think it's a goddamn tree. That's what's happening here.
I agree with kind of like most of that. I just don't. Okay, I just don't think we require aliens for that to be true. Like if you're saying that there's some sort of alien technology that was discovered that they're using, I can get behind that. I just don't see the need for actual aliens, like the actual
Then, all
alien
right,
people
so let me ask you
to be
this then.
part of it.
Who is being held captured there that Sarah's contacting? So that the people contacting Sarah, the one that put the kill the boy in her arm, the one that keep hitting her in her brain, told her, if you kill the boy, we can all go home, which I believe they meant the boy in white, and she took it as Ethan because she's never seen the boy in white. But they meant the boy in white, kill this motherfucker, and we can all go home. Not just you, us too. But she said specifically they're being captured and they want to go home too. We all know the line, E.T. go home, right? Who else is it that's being held there captive that wants to go home, that can't communicate with anyone but Sarah? Only person they've been able to communicate since they've been held hostage. That's what. So these people have been held hostage the whole time that this thing has been going on, and they're still alive. What human being can do that? If it's a human being, can't last that long. Only thing we know that
I think the same group that answered the phone, that same group, I think those are the people that are communicating with her. Same group.
See, the people that are communicating with her are the ones who communicated with Jim, are the one holding all of them hostage.
Right. I think there's a subset of. I think there's a subset of that group of the group of people that are doing this experiment. I think there are a subset of those people that are trying to create a different outcome than the people in charge of the experiment. Like, because you know, with these types of experiments, you might have like a little rogue group that says, you know what, we don't agree with like what the higher ups say. Like, we think the real benefit of this experiment is to go this way and not that way. Like, we're going to whisper into people's ears and shit. So like, we get the experiment to go this way because we think that's where the benefit of the experiment. Like, that's what I think that is. I also have the
real quick, KP, real quick before you go on. She specifically said that these people are captured, not just an experiment, that they're captured and they want to go home too. That's what she said that they said. Now, we have to take her at her word because we have nothing else. So it can't be just someone else who doesn't agree with the experimentation. I'm sure there are people who don't do that, but these specific people that are there who are turning on the music and putting the music on every time in there, specifically saying that they are being held captured too, and they want to go home.
I always thought that those people were the previous residents of the town. That because none of them ever went home, right? So I always thought that those are the previous residents of the town, and even after you die in the town, something happens that still keeps you trapped there. So, but there's another piece of it that I think is connected. Is I don't think it's random that Boyd and his wife were both military operators.
Nope.
I don't think that's random. I think they were put in there as part of a military experiment, or as the military part of this experiment, because perhaps it's a
right. So I think what happened is that they want that Boyd, that again, when two cars come in, it's a rarity, right? Usually it's always one car at a time. So when the one car comes in, that to me is them conducting the experiment. But when the two cars come in, I think that somehow the aliens were able to manipulate it and get an extra car in there, and that's when the massacres are happening, right? So that's when the reset comes every time. Two cars come in, we get the reset because that car wasn't supposed to be here, right? That's them trying to figure something out. All those people that were on that bus weren't brought there because they all wanted them. They wanted that Marielle on there.
Yeah.
Right, and everyone else on that bus got dragged up in there with them.
Yeah.
They may have wanted Boyd. They didn't want his son, his daughter. They were just in the car too, but they may have wanted Boyd in there. You know what I mean? So I think that when they're after someone and they want that one person, if you're rolling with that person, that's just collateral damage. And that's you're just right, and that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So I think that's the way it gets picked up. But again, every time there's two cars, and they say it doesn't happen all the time, I think that's when these aliens that are captured somehow can affect it, that they can get another car. It's like the Matthews, who was supposed to be in there. Were the Matthews supposed to be in there? I don't know. Or was it just supposed to be? Was it supposed to be Toby and Jade that they wanted? And somehow the other people brought the Matthews in there. Why? Because they know the Matthews can help them. Or did they want the Matthews and they brought in Toby and Jade because they know Jade is the one who started this whole bullshit with his fucking algorithm, which later on in the future got that.
Yeah, he had the intellect to kind of figure some of this stuff out.
Figure this stuff out and get it all done. You know what I mean? So that's the way I look at it.
Like I play about the extraterrestrial thing because I genuinely don't think that's what it is, but I can see the argument. I personally, like, what I think is happening here is there's a group of people. So I think it's very similar to Cabin in the Woods. You remember Cabin in the Woods, that movie?
What is it?
Cabin in the Woods, that movie.
I did not watch Cabin in the Woods. I never watched.
So Cabin in the Woods is a classic horror movie. You know, a bunch of college students go to a cabin in the woods and some stuff happens, right? And so they go to a cabin in the woods, and like there's as they pass a particular threshold, they can't go back, but they don't know that yet. So they're in this cabin in the woods, and there are several different types of things to scare them there. And a literal underground group that actually has their base underground under this cabin is controlling what's happening. So like they press a button and like zombies appear and try to kill them. They press another button and vampires appear. They press another button and whatever else happens. Yeah. And one of the rules is you can't kill the final girl until the end. And the game can't end with the final girl alive. But everybody else though has to die. The only person that could possibly survive is the final girl. And what eventually ends up happening is the final girl and another dude ends up surviving, and they are able to go down to where the people are that are controlling this thing, and they kind of basically blow the place up at the end of the day. But in the middle of when they get down there, Sigourney Weaver's character tells them, this is an ancient game that we've been playing since the beginning of time for the gods. And the gods, they're saying that at a couple tens of thousands of years ago, whatever it was, humans and the gods came to an understanding. Because the gods need human sacrifice to continue for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. So the gods would just slaughter a whole village at random, and that's the human sacrifice. Or they make you slaughter a village at random, and that's your sacrifice. The deal they made was, all right, every year we are going to put people into situations that are very scary, where they will get killed in the most gorish ways. And that ought to satisfy the gods' bloodlust. So every year they do this thing where they bring 8 kids a place, and then they kill them in this kind of scary movie type way, and the gods are pleased by it, and the blood washes down, and the gods are happy. But this time they didn't win, and so the gods were unhappy. So when the final girl and the other guy got away and blew up the place down, blew up the headquarters, it actually triggered the end. It triggered the end times because. Okay. So you're looking at this movie and you're thinking, well, these people are the bad guys, right? Because they're trying to kill these people. But we realize really that if those people don't succeed, then the world will end. So who's really the bad guy? They're just trying to continue.
But so again, what you're saying, you're talking about gods, right? And when I talk,
I don't think it's God. I don't think it's God.
That's the word you said. The gods. You said gods. But when I look at gods, I think of this.
We have all sorts of stories, mythologies, legends that could be interpreted as gods, who in reality were misinterpreted extraterrestrials.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, KP? You see what I'm saying, KP? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you. It could because right. So, but what I think it is this is a simulation, and this is a simulation of some. This is a simulation that, if it goes well, if we figure it out, the world survives. If we don't figure it out, the world is done. And a lot of these people are coming into this simulation knowing that it's a simulation, but when they enter into it, their memory is wiped. So like they'll go into it, know it's a simulation. They have an idea of what the goals are, and they jump in, and like some of the stuff from the last time they remember, but most of it they don't. And like they're trying to go through this thing time and time and time again, trying to create a particular outcome. And one of the and the, so all of these people are going into this, doing it over and over again to create an outcome, and the persons on the outside control the experiment are trying to drop little hints here and there, like for example those little stone thingies that prevent the little monsters from entering the houses. Those were just like boy just found those, right? He wasn't looking for them.
Nope.
Nobody told him about them. He just found those.
Mhm.
So things like that. The people outside of the experiment are doing things to like
But
try
boy
to
was
help.
the only one willing to go out there and search for shit. Everyone else was just scared and just happy to survive.
Correct. There's no correct.
Boy was the one who went out there and said, "We gotta get the fuck out of here. We gotta figure out how to get out of here, not to survive every day."
Right.
People I think in here
Right.
are institutionalized, and that's what it goes down in there and everything else. Right? Okay, I'm gonna let other people jumping on. I'm gonna let you run. I
Yeah.
appreciate you stopping by, brother. Next time, try a
I'll be
little harder.
listening.
So you want to try to get the done? You got to try a little harder, brother. You got to try a little harder. You got to.
We'll see what it do. We'll see what it does. We'll see what it does
We shall
when
see.
the new season comes out and whatever.
Uh-huh.
But
I'll be here.
I think this is a military situation,
It
and I
is a
think
military
it's
situation.
a military situation. They figured something out. It's a life and death, and they're trying to go through the simulation over and over again until they get it perfect. And when they get it perfect, they're going to be able to fit and enact some change or some benefit to the world. And if they don't, the world is probably over. That's what I think. So and there might be alien technology, but I don't think we're going to see aliens.
All right.
But I'll leave it there. All
right, brother. One love. That is KP in the building, rocking with us right there. Listen, he wanted to agree with the dad. You heard him. He was waffling, right? He wanted to agree with me. He wanted to, but he didn't want to. You know what I mean? He wanted to get, motherfucker, you make too much sense. You make too much sense, Tony Teflon. I can't get at you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's the way it goes, man. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. But you seen it. You seen it. You seen it. Y'all seen it. Y'all heard it. I agree with you, but Listen. Someone putting in the chat a little bit earlier that the Matthews were already going through the loop when Jade and them came. So that means Jade and them were brought there by the aliens, not by the main people. The main people wanted the Matthews, and Jade and them was brought there by. Again, look at what happens, right? They drive down the corridor, the road. All of a sudden, a tree is in the road. They get on the tree, they turn around, and they're stuck in the loop. What kind of tree is that? Is that a faraway tree that's laying on the road? Do we know that for fact? Jade never seen the tree. He never seen it, Jade. They never seen the tree. You know what I mean? They never seen it. They never seen the tree, Jade. That it could be a faraway tree. Again, faraway tree. Looks like a tree, but what is it really? What is it really? A teleportation device. What would be a teleportation device? What would that be? Wormhole technology. We hear Jay specifically bring up the Einstein-Rosen combination. He brings up the names, but he doesn't connect it. And if he did connect it, then he would see that when you put those names together, Einstein, Rosen, it comes to the Rosen Bridge, with it, which is a wormhole bridge, wormhole technology. All right, that they theorized. What would it be? That's how you get everybody from these places all in one place. If you're in a wormhole, as they say in the experiment, if you use a pipe, you come down the pipe, you come back up the pipe, and you're somewhere else, right? That is what it is. That's where it goes, man. And that's what it is. Definitely will. Thank you, Fernandez T. I appreciate it. I appreciate the super chat left in the cash app from my man Fernandez T. Appreciate that 100%. You know what I mean? We rocking right here, the Don Tony Teflon, and we had great guests. We had our man T Dog Terran is up in here in the building, rocking. Our man KP rocking with us. You know what I mean? We got all y'all. We had over 200 people in the chat at one point in here. Came out here and rocked to talk about some from season 3. Again, we entertain all theories. We entertain them all. Because no one here wrote the show, and we don't know where it's gonna go. We entertain them all. I entertain my own. Of anyone got, we about it. And that's just what it is. Jackie C says, I think all of us ladies plan on keeping our shirts on, but you do too. Listen, don't talk for every lady, Jackie. Some ladies might be in a Trinidad Tobago like him and may want to come on in a sports bra or something. No one will hold it against them. Nothing wrong with that. That happens. It gets hot out there. It gets hot out there. Again, we'll be back. We'll do another show. We'll take some more questions before we go, and then we'll do another show about this Stu again. Luna put a super chat out, and she asked, "What were the connections between Constellation and From?" Now, if y'all haven't watched Constellation, then y'all probably wouldn't know exactly about what those would be and everything else. But let me have to just real quickly go through. Constellation is a television show about alternate dimensions, alternate universes, and people being swept from one to the other. Now, again, I believe it's not the consciousness of the person being swapped into each other's body, not the person himself, but that's what it's about, and everything else. That's what the show is about. So again, to me, the biggest thing that you can take from it is that it deals with technology. It deals with the things that's creating these things are technology. It's not magic. All right. Technology is what's allowing the breaches into other dimensions. Again, when you deal with magic, even if you talk about magic, right? And you look at Doctor Strange, probably the most famous magician in the comic books, Doctor Strange, right? It's not magic that he's using. He's just able to draw power from different dimensions, right? Usually that's where all the magic actually comes from. So it really isn't magic like poof, it's here. It's him with the ability to draw this power from other dimensions and manifest it in the dimension he's in that makes it look like it's magic, right? That's what it really is, right? So it's not really magic. Again, people will say magic is science that don't have a name put on it yet, right? That's what magic is. If you don't have a definition for it, it seems like it's magic, but it really isn't. It's used as a scientific term for it. In order for it to be scientific and have that again, you know what I mean, on that, you have to have that. We have 2 Australian women in the house rocking with us. Beautiful, the one, the only Colorway, and Jen Hack, both from the land down under. Jen Hack just got back from a big camping trip. I didn't even know see how stupid I am. I'm gonna be honest, how stupid I am. Like when she put and told me that she was in a camping trip, I'm thinking like, camping? They do that in Australia? Like I'm thinking that's like only an American thing. Everyone does fucking camping, right? Everyone does camping, right? Everyone does. But I'm thinking like, that's what went through my mind. I'm like, damn it, Australia. Yeah, God damn it, everyone goes camping. He says her tent is a palace. God damn. That's called, we call that glamping. That's called glamping. That's not camping. Don Tony Teflon ain't with no damn camping. I'll tell you a camping story real quick. When I look at that, Jen Hack. Yeah, did you see that? Y'all on Carla Way up here rocking from down. Y'all, we should be friends. I went when I came to upstate New York. These motherfuckers took me camping. They took me out here, and I went in the woods and shit. And I had a great time. We were out there hanging out, doing everything, drinking, doing all the stuff you do camping, and all that good stuff. And I was having a great time. And then I had to go to the bathroom, and I said, "I need to go to the bathroom. Where's the bathroom?" And this dude, Kurt, took a fucking shovel and threw the shovel at me, and I caught it. And I said, "What the fuck am I gonna do with this?" I said, "Dig a hole." And I threw it back at him, and I went home because that was it. That's not the life for me. I'm not digging a hole. You know, I heard the term shithole before. I heard the term shithole. Didn't actually think it was a shithole, but I didn't actually think I was gonna live that. Goddamn, in my life, I'm from Queens, New York. I ain't about that shit. I ain't shitting in no goddamn. I went the fuck home. I was out. End of that shit. Fuck you, motherfucker. I ain't about that life. But everyone who do love it, hey, love it, love it. I feel you. You know what I mean? Shit, I ain't doing that. I see Glenn though. Glenn though. I ain't about that life, yo. I ain't about that life. All right, let's keep going. Russell for season. Who's Russell? Russell. Who is Russell? Isn't Russell the guy? Boy killed him already. Who's Russell? Is Russell is that the name of that little mother? The bootleg Chris Evans? Is that what we talking about? Bootleg Chris Evans? Is that what we talking about him? Yeah, I think that's it. Randall. All right, yeah. Russell's the guy that he shot, right? Boyd shot. So it's Randall you're talking about. Randall. All right, that's what we're talking about. Randall. We're talking about Randall, the bootleg Chris Evans. All right, so again, I think that when we deal with Randall, and I do call him the bootleg Chris Evans, but let me be crystal clear about it. If you watch that Reacher show, and he's in the first season of Reacher, he is the only one who beat Reacher's ass for a little while. Like, I haven't seen Reacher's ass beat at all, except for him. He was beating Reacher's ass. So we got to give him some respect for that. All right. But we're talking about the character in the show, not the actual actor. So, bootleg Chris Evans. I think that when he comes back, he's going to be docile, a little bit more docile than he was, which I think is going to take away, because I think he quite possibly could be right. They wanted him to say that Donna was the mold and then them prove it wrong, that Donna wasn't the mold. But in the end, I think it's a good chance that Donna is the mold. I think that he's going to be right. And I think that because that happened to him, it's going to steer him away from thinking about that. But I do think that it's a good possibility that Donna is the mold. Think about it. If you have a mold there If there's a mole in this thing, that person has to be there from the beginning to the end to gather the data, right? When you look at the people who were there when Boyd was there, from what we've seen, there was other people there, but it's going to be a main character. But from the main characters who was there when Boyd arrived with his wife, it was Donna and Father Kotry. Right? Those were the main characters that we seen. Father Kotry is dead now. Who's left is Donna. Donna controls the food supply. She controls the colony house. If you needed someone in there, you're going to need someone in the place of power and everything else. That's what it's going to. That's where it's going to be. Jen Hackler, we had a trailer. There ain't no tent trailer, Jen Hack. And Carla Way wants to know exactly where you went, Jen. Where were you camping at? So, in that, I think that's the swerve. They made you think he was crazy when he was actually right. And that's going to be the swerve in this whole thing. That's the way it's going to be when it's all said and done. You know, so Donna is a good possibility. If I had to pick, Donna or Kenny's mom is the mole. I would put it on them for being the mole and everything else. So I think that's what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Randall is going to be right. They convinced everyone that he was wrong, but in the end, Randall's going to turn out to be right on that. He's going to turn out to be right. That's where I think his character goes and everything else. That he had it right. He just went a little bit crazy and did it the wrong way. All right. Prime, the kid next door, by the way. You ain't next door to me, motherfucker. I'm this way. You going live? What House of the Dragon? There's a new House of the Dragon trailer? Don't lie. Is there really? Wait a second. Is there a new House of the Dragon trailer? Phil is feeling under the weather. That's why he's not here tonight. Or he would be, but he's feeling under the weather right now. Allison Z. Thursday, there's a new House of the Dragon trailer. Really? Damn it! Why it gotta be then? All right, yeah, I'll go live Thursday for the House of the Dragon trailer. All right, let's go through it real quick. I'll get Gray. I'll talk to Gray and see if she wants to rock and everything else, and I'll get Bridge 4 and everything else for that. All right, we'll do that. All right, so what was the question that was before? Y'all sidetracked me with this. Oh, Elgin. All right, Elgin is not the daughter, the son. Elgin is not the son of Fatima and Ellis. And I'll answer this question. It's a go. I actually got the spot in Nashville. Taryn, if you can, I don't know, are we in contact off of this? If you can, contact me, like, I don't know, hit me on Facebook or something, and I will talk to you. But I got something I want to ask you anyway, if I can. So definitely contact me, homie, if you can. Facebook or whatever it is, whatever works for you. But if you Google Tony Teflon, it's me. You know what I mean? Tony Teflon Bows. All right. But it's a go. I have the spot. The spot's locked down and everything else and all that good stuff. All right. So I would say he's not the baby of them. All right. Listen, I'm black. AK can tell you, she black. Other black people can tell you, you can't have a half white, half black man have a baby with an Iranian woman and have him coming out dark as Elgin is. It just don't work that way. It just don't work that way. That's not the way genetics work. All right, it's not going to work. If they were going to do that, they would have to have somebody, possibly, not even with hair as kinky as the hair itself of Elgin's proves that's not the way it's going down. Elgin's hair's kinkier than mine. It's not going to happen at all. That's just not the way it goes. It's just not happen. He would have straight hair. You know what I mean? Straight up. His hair would be straight like a white person, but more like a white person than a black person. He was not having any kink in that hair. All right, so that's done. So whoever came up with that theory is just I don't know why. He's seen a black person and said he's Boyd's grandson. That's the reason. That's the only reason why he said it. So that's that. All right. Elgin, we got to look at the people that anyone who is in that spot that gets seizures has premonitions. Sarah, Elgin, Ethan. All three of them who get seizures get premonitions. Now, what is a seizure, right? That's what you have to ask yourself. What is it about a seizure that would allow you to get it? What causes seizures? There's different types of seizures. I used to get seizures as a child because of a high fever. It's a different type of seizure. If I got too high of a temperature, I would go into a seizure. My daughter did the same thing. My brother did. It runs in my family. That's generic. I'm generic. Genetic. I'm drinking, motherfuckers. Fuck you. Right? It gets passed down through the line. Right? That's right. So when it comes down to it, what type of seizure is this? It's something to do with the brain, right? When the brain waves are off and everything, it causes you to go down into this seizure pattern and stuff. So obviously that there's something triggering, and usually when you deal with the brain, it's electrical, right? There's something in this place. It could be the electricity that's being generated through the air to power everything that's causing these people to have these seizures when they come in there. That's what it could be. Luda's like, we just showing we paid attention. Yeah, sure. You just trying to make fun of me. That's fine. Because I'm here to make fun of myself. When it's all said and done. Right? High temps, absolutely. Yeah. Your wires across. It's usually has to do with electricity. So I think it's a good chance. And in fact, if you look at the Tesla coils and everything else, one of the things that they said that they were scared of when it comes to wireless technology is seizures. That they were afraid that could happen. And that is why the wireless technology has taken the back burner, because of all the medical complications. As Jackie C says, correct, Tony, it seems like lightning flashes on brain scans and Teflon TV. Exactly, so it could be that what we see powering this whole place is causing them to go into these seizures and affecting them. And when they're seeing these seizures, it seems like they're getting flashes of the future. Elgin, whole thing, think about it. And we're talking about Elgin right this second. This whole thing that he's talked about. Said he's seen the boy in white and someone was whispering this poem. But what did he see? He's with Fatima the whole time, right? She takes him over to the beaches or whatever they call it, the burrows, wherever they swim at, and his whole body starts to shake. Next thing you know, he gets drowned in water. So when he's seen the water, his body started to shake. All of a sudden, he's in the tub. He gets drowned in water. And there's a woman who looks like Fatima above him. Not coincidence. This is what's going on here. There's a flood that's going to happen, right? There's a flood that's going to happen in this whole situation. And he's seeing this flood. And this is what's going to happen. Good chance Fatima dies in this flood. And when the flood happens, she's going to listen. We haven't talked to Boy in White yet, but we'll talk about him in a second. The bottom line is we need in this season, a major character must die. Last season, someone should have died. They let it go. Can't do that. Can't do that. And Callaway's like, I'll be back in an hour. I will not be here in an hour. Unfortunately, I gotta get. It's 11 o'clock. I gotta try to stay awake, and I got the next show coming on right after that. So Apple TV. So I'll be watching that. All right, so I probably won't be here, but thank you for stopping by. We'll be back. I'll come back and do another stream later this week if y'all want. Maybe Friday night. If everyone wants to do it Friday night, we can go on and start. We have a lot of stuff more to talk about. All right, so Fatima most likely will die this season when they do the flood. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. It has to happen. Let me see if I can do this real quick. 1 second. Let's do this. As we always start off. As we usually, and I don't know why, but usually we always start off the stream this way. We're not ending it, but we're gonna play this for all the people out here. I know that she don't like it when I play it when she's around. She don't like it. She's a little embarrassed and stuff. That is not what it's supposed to be. Come on. All right, I'm sorry. Gee, I didn't know I was still sharing the screen. All right. Let's get it popping. The one and only Carla Way.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Now I have children of my own. They ask their mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? I tell them tenderly, que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Que sera, sera.
And that is our girl, the one, the only, from down under. The thunder from down under. The one, the only Carla Way. My girl right there, baby. That's my homegirl right there. She coming out here to the Teflon Don Con. Why am I so close to the screen? Showing my massiveness. Oh! I'm drinking. Sorry. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, motherfucker. Leave me alone. Go subscribe to Carla Way channel. Subscribe to a channel. Subscribe to a channel. You know what I mean? Look at Hannah, like you looking damn good. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I work hard. I do. I'm trying. Yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, subscribe to Carla Way channel. Someone please put in the chat. I want everyone to go out there and subscribe to her channel. Man, show our shorty some love. You know what I mean? Show her some love. straight up, and everything else. All that. Yes, the con is on, man. I got the spot. Done deal. I got it. Went down there, got the spot in Nashville. It's over. Done deal. We're gonna have it. And that's just what it's gonna be. So I just saw what to do today. He's hit me up actually. We're gonna get the website going and everything else and all that good stuff. And we're gonna have that we're gonna have that rocking. We're all gonna be able to hang out and chill. Get the book going. Everything else gonna be a lovely, lovely time. All right. Well, answer this. Prime, the kid next door says. Victor says the trees are moving. Why is that? Because they're not trees. That's why. They're not trees. They're teleportation devices that are looking like trees so that they blend in. But they're not trees. That's exactly why. That's what it is. Exact date. I have a whole block pulled up. I'll have to see. Again, the book takes precedent over everything, right? So it has to be everything else like that. So they're not trees. That's why they're moving. What up, Gold Soul? What up? What up? What up? Y'all know what this is? Y'all don't know what this is. What about this right here? Y'all know what that is right there? Only city people. Only ghetto heads know what that is right there. If you want to get, you know what that is right there. You know. Come on. Yeah, y'all know what that is. You from the hood. You know what that is, boy, right there. Y'all know what that is right there. Yeah. You got me from the hood to know what that shit is. I shit. Hey, not many people gonna know that. Not many people gonna know that. Everything got. All right, we'll take some more questions. We gonna keep it moving and stuff. We got what's this right here? Anna says, Tony, what do you think about the bootstrap theory? I've never heard the bootstrap theory. I have to hear that to give my honest opinion on that, but I've never heard of this bootstrap theory. You can send it to me offline somewhere, like Facebook or something, Teflon TV, and let me know, and I can and I can let you know what it is, and I can tell you what I feel about it. You know, the person who made up the theory, they can come on here and present it. Love to hear it. Wonder what is going to be the big bad in season 3. It's going to be the person in the hospital. It's going to be. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see if I have to. 1 second. I do believe it's this. Let me go through real quick. If I have that picture here. This is a picture showing that as 100%. It's the same bracelet on his mother, that Fatima, that she's wearing. I want to pull up this dude. This is it right here. This guy. This is the guy. This is the scientist that's behind this whole shit. It's this man right here. This is it. I'm telling you, this is the guy, this scientist guy right here. Dressed, what is he dressed as? Dressed as the boy in white. Look at his mouth. See his mouth? His mouth is a raven, right? The ones that we see all overhead and everything else. This is the big bad. This is him. This is the guy. Again, when Sarah said exactly, Mr. Freeman about to say, and he put it in the chat. Again, she said, I don't think it was a kid. When he talked about the boy in white. I don't think he's a kid. He's not a kid. It's this grown ass motherfucker masquerade as a little boy in white. The boy in white character as a child is not sustainable on television, right? You can't have this kid's growing up every year. It's taking a year here. He ain't gonna be who this are, folks. This is the boy in white's real form. That's who the boy in white is. The boy in white is this motherfucker right here. That's who it is. I'm telling you. This is the dude. This is the dude running the show. He is the head scientist in this whole situation. He is the one running this. He the one doing this shit. This motherfucker right here. Guaranteed. I'm gonna go through if I have other pictures. I don't know what's in this folder. Be anything. I can pull up anything. This motherfucker. I believe this is the same person that we have seen in the boy in white, just shaded in black with goggles on. Listen, I know it looks like he's special and everything else, but he just has goggles on. And that's it. This goggles, and he's in the shadow, so you can't see him. Same motherfucker though. Again, these are pictures supposedly drawn by Victor. How did Victor draw that picture of that guy? When did he see that guy to draw a picture of that guy? When? You know, what are these pictures that Victor is drawing? Is he drawing them from the future, or did he actually see these people? That's why he's drawing them. He says he draws them to remember. That's his whole thing, right? Who's this guy? I didn't see this guy in the show. Ain't nobody talk about no guy in black with red goggles on his face. No one talked about that. Who's this guy? No one talked about the boy in white being a grown ass man, but yet we have a picture of the boy in white as a grown ass man. Victor didn't see him. Did Victor see him? How did Victor draw that picture? These are questions you got to ask yourself. Something fishy going on. Something fishy. Who is this motherfucker? Yeah, I love. Vince says I love to have the drawing like a child with crayons for the show. You couldn't tell me that. That guy, he's a mad cool cat. Actually, he's a member. He's subscribed to the channel and everything else. I was gonna have him on me and Phil, but he just doesn't want to come public and come on. He just comes in chat and stuff, but he doesn't want to come on just talking stuff like that. He's supposed to draw me and Phil a picture and send one to me or someone to Phil of ourselves. He's supposed to draw us one, but I haven't gotten him. You know, I'm gonna hit him up and see what's going on with that. It's a space opera villain George Lucas released it before he got here with Sister. Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe so. But he's a really cool cat, the guy who draws all these pictures. Mad cool peoples. Mad cool. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. It seems like again, we can come back. I will come back. You know, if y'all want to come back Friday, and we can go through all of these pictures, if you want. We'll go through all the drawings. Oh, this is. I don't like showing that picture because it gets people mad. You know, but it's the facts. It's no longer up there. I may be the only one who still has it, but it's the facts and everything else. People get mad when I show. I won't show it, but it wasn't put there by mistake. I can tell you that. And I don't want to say that they blew up their spot on it, but it's something shady in there. Something going on in there. and all that. All right, Eloise and Vic could be no. Eloise is older than Victor, I do believe. Yeah, I have to talk to Anna about another After Dark and everything else. If she wants to run another one and stuff. I know she got mad she wasn't able to be there with the other one and stuff, So I'll talk to Anna and see when she's willing to do it and stuff. So yeah, again, there's supposed to be a House of the Dragon. I guess I didn't know a new House of the Dragon trailer dropping on Thursday. I didn't know that. So I'll have to get that popping and everything else and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So we'll figure that out and everything else. Oh, we got a super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker. RNS Smith. Truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate it. Don Tony Teflon is going through some times in his life right now and everything else. So everything that can come is appreciated, So we really, truly appreciate it. Listen, we had over 200 people here rocking with us the whole time and rocking with us for a lot of time and everything. Prime says it's almost 6 a.m. and it's like, yeah, damn, let me get off the stream, let you get to bed or whatever and everything else. But listen, we've done. I hope everyone had a great time here rocking with us. We want to come back. We'll talk some more about this on a Friday night. I should be free Friday night. We could do another stream. We can go through all of Victor's drawings and everything else, and get all that stuff done and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Take care of everything. And then we'll do the Victor's photos. Unless I gotta see, because if it is a House of the Dragon trailer dropping, probably I love you. I'm probably gonna have to do a House of the Dragon thing. I don't know. I'll do either Saturday or Friday. We'll do another From stream, and then I'll do the House of the Dragon. I'll talk to Gray and Bridge 4 and whole Die Wolf City podcast and everything else. I got nothing but love for all y'all my people 100%. They may have to get pushed back to Saturday and we're rocking on Friday. Let them people out. All right. Well, we House of Dragon, we got to rock it while iron's hot and everything else. If you like the way I do is please thumbs up the spreaders across the realm and of course subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.